Oscar, have you ever had amnesia?
No, but then I don't know. I could have it right now.
You could. What if I donked you in the head and forgot all the episodes we've ever done?
Oh, bliss. That you know what? I'd pay you. Have you done that to me? No, I still recall doing this podcast many weeks.
Just eternal sunshine you. But you know what? The movies find their way back.
It's more of a horror. It's quite terrifying.
Yeah, the movies, they hunt you. Huh? They hunt you down.
God, Bratz, the Polar Express, and like all the kissing booths killing me.
Imagine the Polar Express hunting you down. Oh, God, what was that movie in the back of my mind that's all blurred and fuzzy? Oh, God, it was the Polar Express. It's that kid with the glasses being like, ah.
Yeah. My name is Oscar.
My name is Carl, and this is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we just watch the third film in a series that we don't really want to watch, and yet here we are. Inferno. Carl, we watch a film and then we chat about the film. We watched the first, Da Vinci Code. Jesus is a Woman. Loved it. Second one, pretty good. Pretty good.
We had fun.
This one.
Ewan. I had Ewan. McGregor. Mr. McGregor.
Who does this one have?
Sorry. I don't know, Rebecca Ferguson. No, you're really not Rebecca Ferguson.
Felicity Jones?
Felicity Jones.
Nice. Nobody's
happy with Felicity Jones. Surely not. Have they got Tommy Hanks back?
Oh,
good.
They got Tommy Hanks back.
Inferno currently has a Letterboxd rating of 2.6, an IMDb rating of 6.2, and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 23%. Oscar, what's the plot? Furiously clicking away.
I forgot what this entire podcast
God,
was.
he's unprofessional. When you didn't throw me the cue, I was like, he doesn't remember how this works.
Just an absolute mess. When Robert Langdon wakes up in an Italian hospital with amnesia, he teams up with Dr. Sienna Brooks, and they race across Europe against the clock to foil a deadly global plot.
This was set in Italy?
They're all set in Italy. It's all Venice. It's pretty much anywhere Assassin's Creed's set. Here. Fourth one's a pirate one.
Ooh. Fun fact, Inferno is the fourth novel.
Wow.
The third film. They just skipped the Lost Symbol.
Why they not skip the Lost Symbol? I mean, they made a TV show a year ago. Did you watch it?
God, no. Absolutely not.
What do you mean, a young Robert Langdon? Who would want to watch that?
Unless it's Colin Hanks, I don't want to watch it.
They got Chet.
Oh, no. Not Chet. Chet trying to solve a puzzle.
I'd watch that. Who wouldn't watch that?
Oscar, should we go back in time to before we had seen the film? Tried to figure out who would watch it?
Yes, we should.
Let's go back.
Carl Inferno. It's the third one in the series. I've not seen it. Have you seen this one?
Yeah.
Good? Great?
No.
Wonderful?
Terrible. I hate it. Saw it at the opening. Was invited. I'm excited. I'm excited when I'm invited to the opening of anything.
It's normally not a good sign, though, is it?
No. If they're inviting me, the people didn't want to come.
Such a long list of people
Just
going...
if it's anyone if there's nobody that's worked on the film that wants to come and they're inviting me, oh no. So yeah, saw this. I remember people did not like it in the cinema that I was in. It had awful reviews, I'm pretty sure. So. But yet here we are. Yeah, I was optimistic after what's it called, Angels and Demons.
Yeah, fair enough.
In my older years.
Yeah.
So but no, I don't remember liking this movie. I remember thinking it's also really poorly edited from memory.
Well, I'm excited. Who do you think it's for?
Oh God. I mean, the last one had an audience, but I think this one bombed at the box office.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think this made much money.
Did this come out the same year as The Circle? I've never seen The Circle, but...
I've seen The Circle.
I remember everyone was hyped. They're like, Hermione and Tom Hanks, it can't fail.
Were people hyped for The Circle?
I was very hyped for The Circle.
Were you hyped for The Circle?
Me and a couple of buddies, let's go see The Circle opening weekend. Things came in the way. Forgot to see it. Week later, no one talking about The Circle.
Did I know you when The Circle was coming out?
No.
Oh God, I would have bullied you so hard. You being Miss Granger and Castaway together in a film.
Imagine Tom Hanks' biggest role is Castaway. The guy from Castaway. You seen it?
Yeah. You know the guy from oh God, what was it? Big, and she's in The Bling Ring.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
You gotta check out those two. They're up and comers. They're great. God, I don't know who this is for. Maybe people that like.
I just like the idea of like people following the Robert Langdon story. I just think that's an insane thing to say. Like, I'm a big Lang head. I gotta check out how this
I'm a
one
Rob
ends.
Hobb. Do you reckon if you're a fan of the books, you're just annoyed at these? Because you're just like, Angels and
Are they
Demons was the
getting it-
first one, but was the second one. Da Vinci Code was the second one, but became the first one. And this is the fourth one, and now it's the third one. And you're like, oh god, where's the last symbol? People are freaking out, throwing themselves against walls.
Yeah, it just seems like a very cruel thing to do, because it seems like they sold more than the Bible, so people are aware that the sequence they come in. So
Yeah.
for them to be muddled up, it's like if Harry Potter did that. I think you'd be a bit ticked off. Like, we'll start the 4th year.
Surely there's no way these movies even have any ongoing plot. Each movie, he's confused he's been involved. And I'm like, this has happened many times in your life. Surely you're like, oh god, why does this keep happening?
Was he a symbologist? I can't remember what his job title is, but like, he's the most interesting man ever. He's pretty much like Indiana Jones, but
He's been fucking
symbols.
incompetent the entire... All of the films he's incompetent, though.
bumbling around.
Oh god, what's this? the letters. Ah.
All right, who do you think's gonna watch Inferno, the third in the Da Vinci
You've got
Code?
it. It's only for fans of the Inferno. If
So,
you're like,
If
surely...
you're a big fan of the books, but you've read them out of order, you're gonna love this one.
Also, is this like the closest maybe you'll get to like Dante's Inferno as an
Bigger movie.
adaptation? So just maybe it's for you.
You're pulling at strings, but you know, it's
Yeah.
something. It's something.
Sure. I mean, God, it's just not for me. I'm really dreading having to rewatch it. I don't want to rewatch it.
Don't worry, it's only a crisp 2 hours. So there you go.
Ah, no! Ah.
2 hours of Robbie B. Robbie L.
Doesn't matter if I'm a Rob Hobb. Rob Hobb.
Rob Hobb of a Langdon head. A Lang hang.
Rob Hobbs assemble to the television.
Oh, no one's here.
Who do you think it's for?
I said people that have read the books out of order and gone, yes, they've nailed that order of the film.
Going straight to Inferno. People that saw this in the cinema walked out and went, I've got to read that adaptation. Did you know it was a sequel? Just
Ow. That hurt. That whole film hurt.
like a virus to the jugular, huh?
Carl, do we go into how he absorbed this film?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
We were about to go on holiday together.
Yeah.
We said, let's record Inferno. We got 45 minutes in. We went, let's finish it and then record the podcast. You came to my house, went, I don't want to do it. I agreed we didn't want to do it. We went on a month-long holiday, come back, watch the last 50 minutes. Now we're recording the
We've
episode.
got a 24-hour turnover. I have no idea what I said when we did our last week segment. No clue what my expectations were. So long ago. Couldn't tell you how the first 40
We've
minutes
changed.
pans out.
We've eat, prayed, loved, essentially.
Sure. If you knew the places we'd been, you'd be disgusted where we ate, prayed, and loved.
So the first 45 minutes of the film,
Is a blur, almost like
blur.
amnesia. Huh?
we've really method acted this podcast.
So this is me just going off of previous notes. I swear I'll be more on top of it, maybe in 10 minutes time. We
Yeah.
might breeze over the first 45 minutes. Because there's no way I was rewatching it again. Not in the slightest. I've got, I think that the opening with Ben Foster running and his voiceover, like he's running through like Italy or something.
We'll get into, because I've read the Wikipedia plot to sum myself up. Okay, what's his name?
Ben Foster.
What's he in the? He's got a funny name in the film.
Ben Foster.
Ben Foster is a billionaire. Okay.
What? Is he a billionaire in this?
Yeah, he's like a
no wonder
billion-
he creates a virus.
Yeah.
What does he even need this other chick for then?
Oh, he's so strange. Okay, so the plot.
I
starts-
can't make don't even get it. I can't make heads or tails of what the fuck happens in this movie.
All I've written for a month ago was the most unhinged edit of a TED talk on overpopulation.
Here's a fun drinking game for you. Masturbate every time he says a minute to midnight. I've written the beginning opening scene is the most interesting scene of the entire film.
Yeah.
It visually looks good. The voiceover's fun. And I think you're set up on like this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Past this minute though. Oh no.
We'll establish this. So the billionaire is like, hey, overpopulation. is a big problem, okay? In 10 years, we'll all be dead. So we might as well kill each other. And everyone's like, you know what? That guy's got some thoughts and opinions. I might follow him. But then...
He wants to kill you, the audience.
Yeah, he's pretty much like, all right, I'll pick all the females. We'll kill all you. Everyone's like, this guy's
So you guys seen Children of Men? What a great future, huh? Nobody's dying. I mean, we're not repopulating. We've killed all the women, but like, huh? What a great future.
So a couple of dudes hanging out. That's my future, man.
Me, Clive Owen, Chiwetel Ejiofor in a car.
Yeah, but then he's running around the streets of, I want to say Venice, but it seems like they're always in Venice.
Maybe Venice Beach, California.
I think so.
Yeah.
He falls off a clock.
Yeah, he kills himself.
Kills himself.
This is inherently, in my opinion, the only interesting aspect of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they're like, this villain cares so much about what they're going for, they're happy to like kill themselves for it. I wish this was like a bigger thing in a lot of movies. But I do enjoy the fact that this villain dies before the movie unfolds.
Yeah.
I think that's a really fun like premise for a villain. Do they do anything with it? No. Do they waste Ben Foster? Yes. So that's look at that. You got yourself a compliment, Inferno.
Yeah.
There's not a lot coming though.
Oh, then okay. So the film, as you
Did
said,
you know it was an amnesia film?
Oh, I was so because I remember a month ago you were like, "You're gonna fucking hate it." I was like, "Am I?" Surely they couldn't fuck it up. Oh, when Tommy H is in a bed, like, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, Jesus Christ. Him with like his like sweating in bed, worst look he's ever had, and he had a bad haircut in the first.
Oh god, he did, didn't he? Again, it's just one of those things where you're like, was he cornered in a bed for the film? like him just having hot sweeping heat's like, oh god, I thought I was having to be in the new Inferno movie.
Ron Howard comes up to him like, it's not Grinch 2.
Yeah, and your check bounced.
His check bounced. Tom Hanks was paying Ron Howard to be around him. He's like, oh, it's bounced. So I've started filming Inferno.
I saw in the trivia for IMDb that nobody wanted to return for this.
Could you imagine if IMDb...
It said that, and then they left it so long that they all were like, we've got no excuse. There's no other projects. And Ron Howard was like, I guess I'll come back. And that's why they did the fourth one rather than the third one.
Powerful. Why? Who writes the IMDb trivia? Because I take it as fact.
Me! Me coming up with ludicrous lies.
You know, Matt Damon was in space for 4 weeks in Interstellar. He actually stood up there for a bit. Just kind of vibed it out. They paid for it.
Believe it or not, most of Interstellar is set on a chair. This is me. Ooh, helpful. Yeah, so we open in a hospital.
And then he's getting like these weird, like sort of like Tom Hanks is having the editing, as you say, is strange.
Oh, God.
They're like, let's cut to Tom Hanks having like nightmares in Venice, which is pretty accurate to Venice. Get him, that's right. We're going for you, the city of Venice.
We're coming for you, Venice. You've been left untouched for too long. You're getting roasted
You're
today.
sinking. I walked past a man offering $70 for a gondola ride, not taking it.
I think he's in Florence.
They're all the same.
Florence is sinking.
Yeah, he's having all these like weird dreams of like burning hell, Inferno, if you will. Dante's Inferno.
Wow, I just put that together.
It's pretty clever, isn't it? You know what?
Layers.
10 out of 10.
Oh, this is give it an Oscar.
Layers.
Oh, like the layers of Inferno. Wow.
Wow.
An onion, if you will.
A glass onion, you will. Hasn't come out yet. We've recorded this a year ago.
Yeah, I'm 13 on this podcast. So basically, immediately he meets Felicity Jones, and she is immediately the shiftiest bitch in this film. I could not tell you how much it annoyed me. I'm gonna say it right now. She's the villain.
Which is a twist. I didn't see this coming.
Really?
Mainly because I didn't care for the film.
Fair.
So when you say she was a shifty bitch, I was just like, she's just acting like any of the women in this film. The last two films have been like Tom Hanks and a woman. The first woman he sees in his adventure, he's like, all right, you're coming with me. You're going to be with me for the whole film. So I just kind of thought...
Fair enough. I guess it subverts that trope. But she's immediately just like... He's like, oh, what am I doing here? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I don't have anything to do with it. I swear to God, this is a hospital. Like, she's just... It's like the least convincing performance where they must have been like the Felicity Jones just been like, remember, you will become the villain later, and she's like, cool, I'll leave nothing to the viewer then. I'll wear it all on my sleeve.
Ron Howard was like, don't worry, they won't be focusing on you. The last two have not been kind to women.
Just to be like, how'd I get here? And she's like, oh no!
Shits herself. Oh God, I'm panicked. Let's go, Tom.
Bring in the guy with the gun. Just bring him in and we'll move on, Tom. Tom, close your eyes. Do a reset. Don't worry, I fucked it.
Give him another injection. We'll go into what's happened. We'll spoil the twist.
I don't know.
We'll spoil the twist. It's an insane twist. Essentially, at the end of the movie, I'm still reeling from it because I just finished it.
There is a part. It's 20 minutes where the whole movie falls apart, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going? I can't wait to get to it. It unhinged me. I was standing up, pacing around my house, being like, what's happened? Look, so they go on the run. She's like,
yeah. So at the moment, the hospital, I'm doing air quotes, gets shot up by this like mean assassin. We're like, she's a villain.
Strong, powerful woman.
Yeah, Felicity's like, let's get the hell out of here. I've rehearsed this pretty well. Let's go downstairs.
She's like, we've got to go.
Her being a nervous wreck. Like, I haven't seen the film, but you're probably right. On a rewatch, she's like, oh God, let's go over here.
But it's so funny because she's like, you can come to my place, right? And Tom Hanks, him having to deal with some of this dialogue is genuinely hilarious. Him being like, I feel like it has hot water and you add it to it. And she's like a tea or a coffee, and he's like, yeah, coffee. And I was just like, is this a minute? It's a minute of dialogue. Just him trying to figure out what a coffee is. That's the first mystery they unfold in the film, is him being like, it's in things.
She must have been like, oh God, we really hit him over the head. I did not have to try this hard. The man can't remember a hot beverage. I don't think he's gonna solve this mystery we're trying to get him on.
Imagine if he just woke up and was like just incapacitated, and she's like, we'll never unleash a virus now.
It all hinged on Tom Hanks' brain not being broken a bit. Anyway,
she's so rude and unlikable. There is a thing where he says, I'm not usually this rude, and she says, yes, you are. Maybe how would she know that?
Well, she's blown her cover immediately, because now he knows he is brain dead. So
That's what I thought. We see so much footage of Ben Foster in a single white shirt and then like black pants and a black overcoat, right? She immediately puts Tom in these clothes within seconds of the film after showing us the video, and you're just like, that's his clothing. That's the one item he's wearing as the villain.
It's great because, like Tom Hanks, I felt brain dead watching this, so I was not expecting this. So you keep saying it's realistic, but as like Tom Hanks, I was brain dead throughout the whole thing. It is okay. I guess my problem is that as the twist has happened, you're kind of like, things don't make sense, but that sort of makes the start of the movie is kind of pushed to the side.
Yeah, go on.
This start of the film, essentially Felicity's like, right, we're going to follow whatever brain damage things you're thinking of. So Tom Hanks is like, right, I'm having a vision of hell, Dante's Inferno. She's like, yes, let's go down that trail.
She's like, oh God, I hope I'm not in it. Oh God, am I in the flashback? Don't remember me, please. Oh no.
It's a much funnier film if she's gone like, oh, it's so stupid, this plan. Surely he'll remember me. He's like, coffee, tea. I can't remember that. She's like, thank Christ. Just figure out this elaborate word search on the Dante. It's a crazy puzzle.
No, it's not. These are his easiest puzzles he's ever been
That's
given.
what I'm saying.
She doesn't need him immediately. He's like, oh, there's layers here, and she's like, oh, there's just letters.
Yeah.
They've just put letters in the layers.
And he's like, maybe grab me a pen and a pencil. She's like, is it a word search? He's like, yeah, it's a word search.
She's like, oh no, it spells my name. Oh God.
Tom, watch out for Felicity Jones. She's the villain. She's like,
oh no.
I'm gonna praise you because you've nailed this whiny nervousness. I think you're gonna use it for the rest of the podcast.
I'll try and stop because the bit can't keep landing.
Oh, just so egotistical. Oh god, this bit. If I keep it up, I'll be only known for that.
Oh god, I've got a winner. Oh no. Anyway, it is just a find a word, and he's like, let me write them down, and she's like, I figured it out. Just get into a car. We'll get out of here.
It's crazy now knowing. It's crazy knowing the twist. This first hour of the film is frustrating. All my notes I'm reading through that were like a month old are like, why are they doing this? It's like, I guess I know. Felicity's a monster and Tom Hanks is an idiot, but he also has brain damage.
So basically a big chase ensues.
Yes.
They're able to get away, and then they are able to get to a museum.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I started again yesterday. So now I can talk about the film.
We're back into it.
Tom is overlooking a painting. He's beginning to get flashbacks. I can only describe this as the painting hacks his mind and stabs him. Genuinely what happens.
Yeah.
Oscar, what thoughts?
Well, again, knowing what it is, you kind of think, oh, Tom must have got stabbed where he was looking at this painting. No, he wasn't. He was stabbed in a car, like somewhere else. So it's a weird fake out, but then the film's like, let's just make it so there's a bunch of Hell Inferno imagery around it. And Tom's like, I think I solved it. Don't let this man with brain damage run the film.
Absolutely not.
It's crazy. Felicity Jones is like, yeah, what was that terrifying PTSD nightmare? We'll go through that.
She doesn't need him.
No.
That's the thing. It's just like...
What is the only reason... We'll spoil it. Felicity Jones is evil. Who'd have thunk it? Do your voice.
Oh, no. I guess it was me. Oh, Tom, it was me all along. Did you see it coming? Please say no.
Because all she needs to know is that, okay, essentially there's a virus. It's going to blow up.
But she knows there's a virus.
She knows there's a virus. I don't know how she doesn't know where it is.
So basically, we're getting too ahead of ourselves. Let's just pretend we don't know yet. Oh no!
You didn't get me.
Oh, Tom, where should we go next? And look, basically they're there standing in the middle of the museum. A pregnant woman comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
Tom very loudly is like, I don't know this woman. Let's see where this goes, and walks over to her. And then they're taken to watch some video footage of Dante's mask.
Yes, it got stolen.
And who was it stolen by?
Oh my god, Mr. Langdon himself.
The pregnant woman's so disgusted in him when she sees the footage.
I don't get
Oh no! Just yelling at the footage, and he's like, look, it's probably gone.
What? I don't understand how they didn't look at the security footage, go, oh, that's Robert Langdon. And then...
What made them never think to look at the footage when it was stolen?
I don't know.
Did they not know? It was like nobody's checked on it in that long a time. They were like, no, nobody ever goes and looks at this. Last time somebody looked at it was probably you 11 days ago, and he's like gooey.
So they're like, all right, stop. We're going to arrest you. In that time as well, essentially the weird thing about this film is that the World Health Organization is kind of like the big Illuminati, which is... so funny.
Now that we know so much about them because of the pandemic, I think it's hilarious. We also, because in this scene we find out Tom Hanks is the carrier.
Yeah.
Right? Which is funny because he was an early carrier for COVID in Australia. Like it was just, I was like...
Do you think it is hot? Like when he was like sitting like really hot and almost dying, he was like, God, this is just like Inferno. Is that my last thought?
Oh, I know, he looks over at his wife and he's like, I don't trust you. And she's like, oh no.
I'm Felicity Jones.
Oh, it's me, Rogue One.
Oh, it would be crazy if he was having like mental things going, God, this happened. Ron Howard nailed my life.
Yeah, just like, up in Queensland, it's just like, I surely don't have COVID. This must be a Ron Howard joint I don't know about.
Has Ron Howard drugged me again for the fourth one?
He's like, I refuse to find that symbol. It's lost forever, Ron. I'm not coming out.
Austin Butler like, oh.
You up here as well.
Yeah, so pretty much he's stolen it. The pregnant woman was like, "Don't move." Tom Hanks is like, "Let's move." They find a map. They go, "There's a secret entrance." There's so many secret entrances.
Well,
in all
they're
these
also
things.
chased and have to go over a beam.
Yeah. So the assassin from the hospitals chased them.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
this is one of those moments where if you haven't worked out Felicity Jones is the killer, she murders somebody in this scene. Flat out murders them, and it's like, shit. And Tom's just like, hey, it's not your fault. And she turns around and goes, oh yeah, because I'd do it again. It's a line of dialogue.
Tom Hanks is he's like, hey, listen, we've all murdered some people. And she's like, yeah, me, I want to a lot. I mean, no, I don't. I do think Tom Hanks is a bit cruel here. He's like, just get over it. I think they're both bad people.
Oh, absolutely. Think about how many deaths Tom has seen. Genuinely think about how much death he has seen over his life.
Oh my God.
For a symbologist. He should be constantly in a dark room looking through, I don't know, I don't know what they do, a telescope. But instead he's been out on the field watching human souls disappeer from their eyes.
He saw 4 popes get burned, buried alive.
He helped one of them die.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he dropped them.
He dropped them
He
into the
shot a
fire.
couple of people. He's seen good friends die.
He has. He watched Ian McKellen lunge at an ink thing with his gangly legs. Like, he's seen a lot of shit.
He's seen a lot of death. And then Felicity be like, I felt nothing. And he's like, cool.
He's like, oh, great, you don't have to get over anything. Let's keep going. It's interesting the Da Vinci Code makes such a point of his claustrophobia, and they've never brought it back in any of the other movies.
No.
Yet he's been in a lot of claustrophobic spaces.
Well, he mentions it. He's like, I'm claustrophobic. But,
He's like, but I'll hop into the sewer if it means we'll live. I won't mind.
Doesn't he have, like, such a physical reaction in that first one?
Oh, God. There's just, like, one scene where they're just like, hey, can you wait in this open space, but we'll turn the lights off? And he's like, no! God. It's like darkness.
Yeah, so she does die,
Yeah.
the assassin.
So,
Funny.
great death.
Yeah, great death.
Good job.
She falls down the beam, and then apparently the beam's above, like, where all the painting roofs are.
Yeah.
She falls through it, smack bang where he got, like, injected, and then Clee's like, damn. All right, let's look for
Omar
Robert.
Sy looks over with a cigarette and is like, I guess we'll never know where they are.
Do they even look back up at the hole in the
They
ceiling?
don't even look up. They're just like, where'd she come from? The floor? She rolling?
Again,
It's funny because Felicity Jones fell off the same beam.
Yeah,
Fine.
so fine.
She falls off the beam. Dead. It also reminded me. This is just like rejogged my memory. How good Ben Foster's fall is when at the beginning. Do you
Yeah.
remember he hits multiple things
He does.
but they show a photo and they're like, he died just a few weeks ago, and I'm like, he should be mush. That is a perfectly formed body. He should be obliterated.
Well, because
Just
this woman's face, for some reason, just like scarred like the Joker. They're like, she fell on her face. So there you go.
You know how that happens, Omar? And he's like, yeah.
So
face fall.
is Omar the leader of who?
No. So Omar wants to sell the virus,
Yes.
right? But he's working in who?
Yes.
But against them.
Gotcha.
Because he knows who he can sell it to.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, let's get to the twist so we can start.
No,
really
we've still
unpacking.
got some bits.
Oh no! I'm saying like we'll get to the twist and then we'll get all the ridiculousness out because it's so everything's anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So now we're gonna get introduced to again. This movie is never not introducing characters.
Yeah.
All right. So we now meet. I hope I'm saying this right. Irfan Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Right from Life of Pi, Jurassic World, The Lunchbox. He's in things. I think he's really good in this actually, and I think he's good in everything I see him in. I quite like this actor. Anyway, we don't know his job. It's being held a sort of a secret for us.
Yes.
But Ben Foster's sent him a video from the grave, right? Mm-hmm. And Ben Foster's just like, hey, you know that virus I told you to make? I'm going to unleash it. And it is your fault. And I'm telling everyone it was you. And he's looking at the video going, oh, no. Oh, shit. Like, just like, what a mess.
He's so low, like, rats, this is a bit of a tick.
He's like, ooh, a challenge. He's like, what if we rose to the occasion to stop it? So now he's involved in this mystery as well.
Yes, but not like on like a big tech level. He's like, I'll personally go kill some people.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
it.
absolutely. It turns out he's like an amazing assassin.
Yeah.
I love it whenever he kills anyone, some of the best stuff in the film.
But then on top of that, then the guys from Who? Is this the...
Yep. So then the head of Who is Robert Langdon's ex.
Yes. No. The other guy, the cop?
Omar?
If it seems like we're confused with the film, that's the film's
Should
fault.
we... Here, these
not
are the...
me. It's Omar. Yes, Omar...
okay, here. This is the cast.
Did they ever say their character's name?
I think everyone's called Inferno. So that guy there's Robert Langdon.
Who the hell's that?
Sorry.
What's he been in?
I don't know. I think he's new to the scene. What's he been in? That Thing You Do? So then we got Felicity Jones, right? Then we got Irfan Khan. So he's the one that we don't know his role yet.
Yes,
right?
but he's top dog somewhere.
He's top dog. He's the one that's made the virus, right?
Yes.
And then we've got Ben Foster. He's the villain that wants to unleash the virus.
Yep, the tech billionaire.
Yeah. We got Omar Sy, who works for Who, but
Yes.
wants the virus to sell himself.
Gotcha.
Then we've got this chick who is the head of Who,
Yeah.
I think, and is in love with Robert Langdon.
Yes.
So she's made some questionable choices
Yes.
in her life.
Very end. Imagine seeing Tommy H with that haircut and being like, "Yes, you."
He's mentally one of the most unattractive brains I've ever seen in a film. Like where you're just like, when there is a scene where he's like, "Hey, why didn't it work out between us?" And she's just like, "Well, you don't shut up." And I was like, "Amen, sister. Yeah." Don't you dare fall back in love with him. After they've gotten the beam thing,
Yeah.
they find a map.
Yes.
It's, I think, covered in whipped cream. And they have to wipe it away for the letters.
I do love
Again,
that Felicity has set up all these elaborate puzzles, but like kind of just to keep Robert Langdon like on things. She's like, all right, a word search. How about I just get some whipped cream of a cover a map? And he's like, I found the map. I figured it out. And she's like, good job, Robert Langdon. Where the fuck's this virus now?
It's one of those things where she's like, God, I did not need you at all. She's just like, it was under whipped cream. God, Ben Foster's an idiot. Maybe we shouldn't kill half the population. She should be like regretting her choices. Like,
I feel like every person who has to say their motivation, like as they're saying it, the actor's kind of like, I don't believe this. Felicity's like, we should kill 90% of the people on the planet Earth because
she's like, we'll be fine forever.
Yeah.
After that, and it's just like, won't just history repeat itself? Then you just get back to this.
You ever seen
you're
Ants?
dead, so you don't care.
Yeah.
Like, is it just like?
I think it's that.
Yeah. Anyway, so they wipe away the cream.
Yep.
They run into Omar, and they end up on a train.
Yeah. Omar's like, don't worry, I'm good. Tom Hanks's brain is kind of... For the movie, they're like, all right, his brain damage is off.
Well, so Omar knows he's got brain damage.
Yes.
And is like, I'm who invited you on this adventure. Right? But
Yeah.
he's lying.
He's lying.
It was really the Who lady.
Yes.
Huh?
Who?
Huh? The Who lady. A Doctor Who, if you will. A Doctor of Who.
Oh, clever.
So they realize that they don't want to be with him.
Yep.
They do some pretty brutal stuff to him, I must say.
It's a weird thing where they're like, Felicity's like, help, Robert Langdon's stuck in the bathroom. He's like, all right.
Oh, okay, he's stuck and he can't get out, help!
He runs over so passionate, like, we gotta get him out of that bog.
She's like, yeah, he's definitely stuck in there.
But I don't get it, because he breaks down the door, and I assume that Felicity's gonna run off, and Tom Hanks isn't in the bathroom.
But then he's in the bathroom. I thought the same thing.
Because she looks like she backs away, like, oh, I'm gonna run away. Instead, Tom Hanks is in the bathroom, and as he opens the door, he smacks him with a fire hydrant.
A near fatal blow, if you will. Still not enough. Felicity's like, I'll spray him in the eyes too. I was like, leave Omar alone. He works for Who?
But he's done now, right? I'm pretty sure he's not dead, but he's like, we got away. So they get off the train. When did they get off the train? When did they get on the train or off the train?
Don't know when they got on. Don't know when they got off. It's funny that they have no remorse for spreading the virus.
Yeah.
Because she's just like, it doesn't matter because everyone we've seen already has it now. And he's like, true. I'm like, well, I don't. You should probably. It should be one of those things where he's like, I'm not going to continue with the puzzles. I probably shouldn't be spreading this.
Tom Hanks is like, let's go to every tourist attraction ever. Let's just go to everything, touch everything.
He's like, let's just roll around at the Eiffel Tower.
I'm gonna cough in some people's faces, see what happens.
No, it's what he did in Australia too. Trust us. We know. Did it to me. I was on set of Elvis, and I was just like, "Oh, have you seen that thing Austin Butler can do with his knees?" And he was like, spat at my mouth, and I said, "Tom, no."
You were patient 2.
I was.
Patient 0, Tommy H, and then you.
Me and Rita Ora. So then we have Khan meets the Who lady, right?
Yes.
And it's really funny where she's just like, you've been no help. Actively working against me, and now you're telling me you did release a virus and make a fatal thing, and now you're saying let's work together, and he's like, yeah, it's a little funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I did. Thoughts? And she's like, well, I've literally got no one else. This biggest building you've ever seen of just people very competently walking around. She's like, I've got no one else to turn to.
She's like, I trust nobody here. Not even him over there. They both look at this guy and he's like, that's a shifty fucker.
It's Felicity Jones and a moustache.
Oh, no. It's not me. I'm at the Who. You caught me. Your enjoyment of my voice is sending me.
I can't stress this enough. It's not landing, and I do fear for that, but God, it's funny. It's keeping this podcast afloat. I'm like, no gags needed. We got this voice.
We love a bit. We love a bit for no reason. Again, this is... Is this a bad episode? Probably. This is a really bad episode.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's our fault. It's a film that...
Well, we watched 45 minutes of it technically last year.
Yeah, no, it's not great, but hey, now the twist is here. Okay, so essentially, Tom and Felicity are in a sewer. I can't remember why, but then Felicity gives like an old lady €100 to open the grate.
Yeah.
She climbs out and she's like, oh, it was me all along, Tommy H. And he's like, what? I never saw that coming.
He's like, but how do you know him? And she's like, oh, I loved him. There, I said it. I was in love. You're wearing his clothes. Oh, no, you didn't see it coming. I got away with it.
It is the weirdest scene because she says that and then they cut to, you know, like those sort of like, it happens in like Her when they've got like the footage of them in a happy relationship and she's like, if anything ever happens to me, I want you to know I always love you. Never move on. They play that scene like for 2 minutes of just them in love. Do you believe they're in love?
God, no. This is one of the worst couples I've ever seen. This is two people that do not love each other. It's a little bit of stock. They're like, she was in the audience in that TED Talk video, and you're like, he's just groomed her then.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and it's also hilarious too, because she is like, this is a smart man.
Yeah.
And we see a flashback where she's finding all the puzzles and he's like, you're going through them too quickly. This took me 3 days. And she's just like, oh, it's in that book that begins with an A, alligator ham, and opens up the book and is like, and there it is, there's the letter. And he's just like, at that point, she should be like, I'm not
vibing his thing.
Vibing
he
this.
kind of has this weird monologue on the stairs of like a museum. And he's just like, we should probably kill 90% of the Earth's population. That will solve something. She's like, I love you.
Yeah.
Where's that whipped cream mapper, huh? I'll try and figure that one out.
Put a little bit of whipped cream on me if you got any left. So did you put it all on that map?
I put it all on the map, so no sex tonight.
She's like, that's fine. Just have jam. Smother me in jam. I'll then have a shower.
What's the twist, Carl? Because there's about 5 twists happening.
Okay. The one that sends me is, so after we've got that reveal, Tom Hanks has been taken by Omar, right? Omar's like, I am going to kill you if you don't tell me where the virus is so that I can sell it. Omar's killed by Khan. Yeah. Khan's like, guess what? I'm a games maker. I was like, this is, no, I don't like this. He's just there to like, he kills Omar and starts explaining what's just been happening. Yeah.
Normally, like there's a fault of writing to like just dump the dialogue. I do appreciate the film going right. We're confused too. Let's just dump the entire twist on your head.
One of his lines is, "We make biological illusions." What does that mean? What does that mean in reality?
Also, how underpaid of the Who staff that this guy had to swindle board games on the side of his Who job.
So it started as an illusion.
Yeah.
But then Felicity Jones hijacked the illusion. Khan realized he was in the wrong, and he was like, let's just kill everyone then. So the illusion stopped being illusion and started being real, but then Felicity Jones abandoned Tom Hanks, and so he now needs Tom to find the virus so that everyone's okay.
Yeah.
What?
It's crazy. The first hour of the film seems pointless now, because it seems like there was just a virus in one location, and I don't really know how Tom knows about it. How does Tom know where it is?
But I don't understand why Felicity Jones needed Tom.
I've got no idea.
Because they make a point that Felicity Jones is good at scavenger hunts.
Yeah.
So...
I like calling it a scavenger hunt, because the film's like, no, it's like clever. It's like, no, this is just a very silly scavenger hunt.
I've played scavenger hunts harder than this game. Harder than this little find a word on Dante's 7 Rings of Hell or whatever it is. Like, yeah, I just don't get it. What was the point of all the puzzles? Because when she's like, it's in Istanbul, she just goes to the people that made the bomb.
Yeah.
So, did she know all along?
I think so. What was the mask?
Why was the mask taken? Is that the thing that had whipped cream on it?
I don't know. Because at the end, Robert returns it. I'm convinced he was just like,
was it his jacket?
Maybe I was brain dead. Maybe I was just stealing shit. He's like, I'm going to take this. It has to be a clue. He's like, oh no, that was just nothing. That was nothing.
Him stealing artifacts willy-nilly, like, that's important. I need this. Where's the Mona Lisa at? No. Time's ticking down. The Felicity grabbed things. And she's like, I'm
still evil. It's a flashback.
I'll roll up this painting.
I'm so confused. And we have, again, maybe it's us for watching half a film a year ago.
It's not us.
But then this hour it just feels like the rest of the film's pointless.
I know.
You clock out completely, because then you're like,
the twist is revealed with 45 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Well, no, then they're like, well, you're kind of on the edge of your seat, so let's put you back in your seat. Guess what? Tom has a weird romance. Let's dive into that for a bit.
Yeah. I think he's a bad lay. I think that's what's going on. Professor
Langdon can't fuck. Is that what you're saying?
He's a premature man.
Oh, God.
She's like, hey, you're ready to do it? And he's like, I already finished. They've all just got this voice. I need to stop with this voice. It's an addictive voice. I'm going to bring it out at parties. I think it's going to land.
When we record this episode, you go to a party, doesn't land, you go, oh, God, that's the entire episode.
I'll tell them not to listen to this. Unless they have listened to this and that's the reason it's not landing. Is they're like, that's old news. It landed a week ago. And I go, oh, thank God it did land.
Langdon. That's clever. That's
like,
clever.
Where the hell my Rob Hobbs at?
Okay, now, so they've gone, let's go to Istanbul, you know.
Yeah, as you would.
As you would.
Yeah.
She's
got a thing over her head now. She's like, I'll never be found.
Yeah.
She's like, this is a disguise.
It's
a pink
funny,
scarf.
The film like makes a thing of like, well, how the hell would she get that scarf? And they're like, let's show her buying it. It's like a 30-second scene.
She's haggling. She's like, I need that quickly. And they're like, $5. And she's like, $1. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, 5. And she's like, okay. Do you take a cashier's check?
Three. Rock, paper, scissors for you. If I win 3, you win 5.
She's like, chucked in a free gift. I'll have it for 5, but I should get 2 scarves. And you're like, what's going? Is this another puzzle? She knows where the bomb is. Like,
she knows the scarf is.
Yeah.
Now she buys a scarf. I can't tell who the hell this is.
I don't see the rest of the film. She simply blends in too much. What a genius.
So then it's explained how Tom, while we're like kind of like trying to find the bomb, it kind of explains the first bit of the film. Tom gets injected because
they need him for the game.
Yes.
So they get convinced they need Tom to find out where it is so that they don't get in trouble for creating the virus.
Yes.
But Felicity Jones hijacks the game.
Yes.
So they fake the bullet graze and they inject his brain.
Yeah. They have a fake hospital shootout.
Yeah.
And that assassin was actually a really nice person. So she shouldn't have died.
No, because then they say, no, she started using real bullets because we realized we needed you dead. And Tom's fine with it.
Yeah.
He's just like, that's fair. I understand from a business point of view if you guys...
Happens. Meetings, I understand this. Water cooler shooting me from point blank.
He's like,
It happens.
you've probably got a family that depends on you for income. Maybe, how many people work for you? And he's like, maybe 400 people work. And he's like, that's a lot of people. You don't want to put them out of business.
No.
Recession's on our hands.
Yeah.
So...
It's 2016.
Tom's like,
8 years after.
Yeah, he's like, hey, have you got something though? You have grazed my head severely. And he's just like, no.
Let's go find that bomb, huh?
Huh? You said you knew where it was. Let's go get it. They go down to, I'm not sure if it's shot on location or a set. Either way, I think it looks fantastic.
It's a fun location, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're pretty much like, it's a big cave.
Yeah.
And then the water's all red.
Yep.
And there's little tables like on the water. That's where the little band's playing.
I like to think the band's playing the score in the scene. That's a little win for me.
That's a little Carl win.
If you go watch the movie and they come up with the violin and go, is Hans Zimmer there? Is he conducting these guys? Are they doing the score in scene?
It's a weird place to plant the bomb because their whole thing is like
It's murky water.
people come from all around the world to see this.
Yeah, bad tourist destination.
Bad tourist destination. I've never heard of it. Also,
Neither.
it's also the elite that going here. So I thought they were kind of going for like killing, everyone. They're like, we're just gonna kill the mega rich because then they go back to their mega rich areas. I don't think mega rich people hang out with like poor people. So
No.
I think the poor are gonna.
They just spit on us though. That's
do.
transmissible.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. When they go back to their big castles, they'll spit on the poor.
we got ourselves a chance. So is this a real place? I assume. Everything in all the other movies has been like a real location. Do we think that many people come here?
Well, they say people come from all around the world and it's fully booked. So would the film lie?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Well, my notes are worthless then. It's just praise after this.
But it all makes sense. It clocks into place. What a twist. It's like the Prestige. So now it's just like who can find the bomb first.
Yeah.
Pretty standard stuff. Khan gets into a sick knife fight.
He does. Is it ever established he's a great knife fighter?
I'm just convinced he probably was in real life. And he's like, hey, you guys want me to improv some action sequences? And they're just like, yes, there's been none this entire
Ron Howard's like, here's a bunch of knives, go nuts.
Yeah.
There's a guy with Felicity who's just kind of like a bit of a stoner bum.
Yeah.
He's just
sort of becomes like the main villain.
Yeah.
It was odd.
He doesn't get a name. He doesn't get anything. He's just
Yeah.
like, that's my brother.
He's like, I'm really willing to die for this. And you're just like, all right.
Do we believe any of these people that are like, we've got to kill?
No.
Because I just don't. Because it starts off with the billionaires like, we got to kill 50% of the population. And then Felicity's like, we got to kill 90% of the population. And then Tom is like, they're going to kill everyone. She's like, that's okay. I just think they've got their numbers all wrong. It's such a split the diff,
I know. It's just like... doesn't this trickle into the water supply? It's sort of Batman Begins, really.
Yeah.
This film's a mess.
Wait, no, doesn't it not trickle into the water supply?
No, it eventually trickles into the water supply. It's like the slowest way, but if they're like...
Tom Hanks is like, does this trickle into the water supply? He's like, the guy's like, no. It would seep into the soil, so it would take 3 to 6 months. And the guy's like, oh, I guess we've got time.
Yeah, he's like, but this tourist destination, I'm like, that's right, this is the 54th most popular tourist destination in
this
world.
city alone. So, we get 20,000 people here every 10 years. So.
Yeah. Starbucks does well.
Yeah.
It's number one.
So they're fighting around. The disease is just like in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why they didn't.
But they've made a bomb that ripples the water that opens the bag.
Yeah.
Why isn't the bag on a timer?
Yeah, surely just a little.
Like, it was just one of those things where I don't understand why Ben Foster just doesn't unleash it.
Yeah, I don't know why he took so long to. Did he want to die first?
I don't know. But he dies because he's in a corner.
Yeah.
Right? Or Omar Sy's like, yo, just tell me where it is.
Yeah.
He's like, no.
No, it's mine.
But I don't know why before basically when he put it there, he should have just turned it on.
Yeah.
Why didn't he turn it
I have
on?
no idea. He was like, well, I better give Robert Langdon...
Did he want to live? Was that the thing?
No, I think he wanted to give Robert Langdon a go. You know, figure it out.
It's like the Da Vinci Code.
He's a big Langhead, so, you know, he's like, oh, well, you know.
He's like, look, I'm pretty smart, but I need to be validated. It's like, I'm happy to die, but I want to be validated that I've outsmarted one of the smartest symbiologists.
He was going down the list. Mathematician, physicist, police, cop, CIA. I'll go for a symbiologist. I think I could beat the symbiologist.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Next to like a kid with like a pocket knife. Scribbles out the kid with a pocket knife.
I couldn't be
That's
a kid.
too hard.
That's too hard. I'll go for Robert Langdon.
They try and have some interesting conversations here, I feel.
Oh,
They don't
about
do
like,
anything with it.
like with like death and like overpopulation.
Yeah, it's funny that it's like Inferno tried to do it, and then everybody was like, hashtag Thanos was right. And then everyone started having that conversation on the internet, and I'm like, this was an Inferno years ago, and none of you cared.
In fairness, it seemed a bit more like powerful. Like Thanos was like, I've seen so many people die from a population. This guy was like, I'm a billionaire, and I don't care if everyone dies because
He's like, I've never set foot in a second world country, let alone a third. So I don't know what problems they're having, but I assume they're bad.
It's crazy that like the billionaires like, we'll just kill everyone. It's like, couldn't you solve it with your money? With your money? He's like, no, this is much better.
It's actually so Elon Musk-esque. Just because it's like, he himself would also be like, I need to outsmart this man. And then it foils. Like, I feel like he would be like, Robert Langdon, I can take him on. And Robert Langdon, an idiot, if you will, outsmarts Elon Musk.
With brain damage throughout the whole thing.
Oh, God, awful amnesia. But I think it's just behind the whipped cream. He's like, rats.
Outsmarted by Robert Langdon.
Because isn't Elon Musk's thing that he's afraid that we're overpopulated? So I wouldn't surprise me if
They
he's
always
like, let's
say
do
that.
it.
Yeah, they always say that they're scared of overpopulation. But what you gonna do, huh? Set off a big bomb?
It's next generation's problem,
That's
right?
fine. We're, 45? So we'll be dead soon.
Oh no, 80 more years of life? Yikes.
Anyway, they wrestle the bag. They put the bag in a box. Felicity Jones, like, I'm gonna blow up these bombs. Jumps in the water, blows up the bomb. She just kills herself.
Yeah, I think I missed this because I was writing a note. I wasn't sure if the blast killed her because she's just really. It's like if she was like decked at the beach by a wave.
Yeah, like there's a shot of her kind of floating in the water. I can't stress you. She hugs TNT. It couldn't
Does
be.
she?
Yeah, she pretty much. So to blow up the bomb, the rest of the bomb, she jumps in the water, presses the button, and like detonates herself.
It's funny.
She should be Looney Tunes-esque, a black ash, and her face kind of peeled back.
It's actually really funny that you can sort of see that change in how so this movie's PG-13 or like in Australia, right? Mm-hmm. You can see the change in violence over time between just from Angels and Demons to Inferno being like 6 years later.
Yeah.
Like the Angels and Demons was a much more violent movie.
Well, all the popes get burnt. There's always that gruesome ones like him like
remember them
alive.
trying to resuscitate that guy with holes in his lungs and they squirt the blood into his
remember
face?
The big bomb at the end that you like properly see like people flying and dying, and this one they're like, nah, Felicity Jones is absolutely fine. I can't trust you. The bomb goes off like in her face. Like it should be brutal.
Yeah. Did she deserve it? Oh no, I'm gonna die. This isn't what I wanted. Oh no. Oh, God, all the scarf help, it didn't.
Did you know it was me?
Please say no. But again, the film's not over. They have a wrestling match this is awful editing.
Yeah.
Them splashing in the water, it's weird colors. Tom Hanks, I guess, is trying to like do a crocodile roll.
He is. He's grabbed him with his little leggies. He's like, spin around.
Trying to gnaw around his neck, like,
I will say, my favorite part of this whole thing is that the yellow guys, who are like the disease people, look like the guys from Monsters, Inc. So, you know.
They do.
It's a bit of a fun thing. I was quite happy.
There you go. If you do decide to watch the movie, remember, are these violinists playing the score? And are those people from Monsters, Inc.?
That's a big win for them, huh?
It's a bit of fun. Remember that. You'll have a lot more fun watching this film. Everything's defeated.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ends up in the relationship again.
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I think the woman's like, I made the right decision not dating you.
She's like, being with you for the last few moments has reminded me how awful you made me feel. You made me feel disrespected and stupid for having fallen in love with you in the first place. You, Robert Langdon, are not deserving of love and never will be.
Cuts to black. Tom Hanks. She does give this weird thing. She goes like, here's your watch back, the Mickey Mouse one. I don't remember this Mickey Mouse watch being like a big like thing that he loves.
He had the Mickey Mouse watch in Angels and Demons.
I think it's a gag, right? He checks his watch and someone's like, that's a childish watch. He's like, well, it's mine. So
they were sold out of Mini. I wanted Goofy too, but this is all they had when I was there. I'm a symbologist. Respect me.
But then, yeah, the film, like, you think, oh, well, that's the end, where she's like, you're not worthy of love. And he's like, all right. And then cuts again. He's like, all right, I'm back in Florence. I'm returning Dante's mask. Is that pregnant woman there? He's like, nope, she's not here. She's like, it's back there.
The only reason she's pregnant is so she's not here in this final scene. Because she's probably giving birth.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I'm ready to pop.
Yeah.
I've written ends on that moment of the mask being returned, but why was it stolen in the first place?
I've got no idea. No idea why they stole the mask. And there's also, at the start, I remember reading my notes, there's also like another villain that were kind of like Zetsky or something. And you're like, who's that guy? Doesn't come back up.
Zobrist?
Zobrist.
And Sienna. So yeah. Zobrist is Ben Foster.
But who's the big guy in the video that he's stealing the mask with?
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that is either. Maybe like Clint Howard?
Yeah, it's probably Clint.
Say it's Clint Howard.
It's Clint Howard.
And that is Inferno.
Carl, who would watch Inferno?
Maybe like my enemies. I don't know. I don't like this. This is like, I think, not only is it like a poorly scripted film, I think it's light on entertainment, it's light on any excitement or joy, and I think it is also, because of him having amnesia and the stylistic choices they've made in the film, a genuinely unpleasant looking film.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like how it's edited. I don't like how a lot of it's directed. It doesn't utilize its pretty locations like I would say the second one did.
Well, I feel like in the second one you kind of knew it was like, oh, it's all set in the Vatican and they kind of go to all these locations. This one, it's kind of like, we're in Venice, we're in here over here. You haven't really got an idea of where you are. And then just like, we're in Turkey now. And like, it's like pretty much the exact same.
Like it's not that sweeping. It doesn't feel that globe-trotting. It's just like, I don't know what the appeal or the charm is to anyone. I think if you're a fan of the books, this is what broke the camel's back, right? Because they're not doing a fourth.
No.
These movies cost like $90 million. I think this one only had like a 280 return when like Angels and Demons had nearly 500.
And that one kind of was like, oh, okay, no, this is a pretty good series. So people like were in a pretty good state, I feel.
I think, well, it's probably, they left it too long.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
How many years was it?
I think it's 6.
6 years.
So Inferno came out in 2016. Angels and Demons came out in 2009. So 7 years.
Okay.
Which I think is, I mean, that's a pretty long amount of time.
It is.
So I don't know who was still, I think Dan Brown also went down in popularity. Like, I think I don't know who's still reading like James Patterson, or he's like one of those authors now, right? Where it's like, it's a book a year, but it's a collaboration with somebody that's really, really written it. And he's just slapped his name on it as a co-write. Like, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's just a bit of a mess, right? I feel like
it's the messiest, I think.
Well, it doesn't really feel like clever. You're not like, the twist is kind of like, oh, then what the hell was the point of all this?
Well, I was shocked by a real lack of puzzles. And I think it's fun. There's 2 fun things. I don't think it's a bad conceit he has amnesia, but I think how it's demonstrated and utilized in the film is dumb and silly. But I think that could have been your fun ticking time clock.
Yeah.
Like, when he realizes he's stolen the mask, it should be more moments like that.
Well, that's what I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like, the whole film would be like him going, oh, fuck, am I actually a villain? And it turns out that he was on the like verge of solving the case. Yeah. And now he's back at square one.
Yeah. But it should feel like it almost feels like the antagonist should almost be like himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to decode clues he's left.
Yeah, definitely.
Or something like that.
And you're kind of like, is he the villain? He's like
Yeah.
trying to figure that out himself. So you're kind of
Yeah.
in his shoes. You're like, well, we know you're not the villain.
Like, wouldn't it have been fun if Tom Hanks was like, was working out that Felicity Jones was the killer or the murderer or whatever. And then the amnesia stuff happens, but he's left clues
Yeah.
in amongst these other clues. I don't know. And that's even more convoluted, but it sounds more fun.
Yeah.
Like, again, I can't stress to you how unfun this movie is and how unfun the Da Vinci Code is. I simply just find Angels and Demons this little anomaly between the two that is a very exciting ticking time clock movie.
It's a different genre. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what these films... Because it's very Da Vinci Code, the first one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very much like... Even like, we watched National Treasure together. That's fun. You know, each puzzle is kind of like its own little thing. It's like, oh, Nicolas Cage knows his thing, so we can do this. It's a bit silly, it's a bit camp, but it's good.
Well, this has no puzzles.
Has no puzzles.
This has no puzzles.
Yeah.
So I think Da Vinci Code had too many puzzles. Angels and Demons had the right amount of puzzles.
Yeah.
And now we have no puzzles.
Yeah.
So do with that what you will.
But it's weird that they've kind of gone like, oh, Tom Hanks is like this action Indiana Jones-esque person, but he's not really because he can't fight. He's not very good with the puzzles. As a matter of fact, he's brain dead for half the film.
Yeah.
So you're just like, why are we following you?
Yeah.
And the film doesn't even know why, because it seems like Felicity Jones could have just figured out where this was.
Yeah. It's just so intensely stupid. I think it's easily the most stupid. And Angels and Demons is a stupid movie, but it's fun.
It's fun.
And so I forgive it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who do you think it's for? It's just got to be for Dan Brown. I mean, I feel like we've said that every time, but I mean, this is like...
I feel like Angels Demons, we gave like a bit of like a...
I think anyone can have fun with that movie.
Yeah.
I think some drinks, a little bit of fun, maybe some friends around.
Yeah.
Even if you're just like 12 years old, you'll probably find that an exciting watch.
The twist is fun. I remember in that one, like you kind of know you.
You know it's
like
Ewan,
murder.
but-
It's like
yeah.
like Midsummer Murder is like, oh, a famous person's in this episode. I wonder what they're doing
Yeah.
here. Whereas this one, you're like, ugh, I don't know who would watch this one. I mean,
You can't tell anyone to seek this out if they haven't seen the other two. There's no interest here.
No.
And even if you've seen the other two, you've seen the best this series can be.
Literally.
So it's such a unnecessary film. This movie doesn't even prove its own existence. Really.
no, it's crazy that like, yeah, you're right. Like if you've seen the other two, even then, I wouldn't you wouldn't just go check it out.
No. So if you've stuck on a plane and you've seen everything else, rewatch something. You know?
Don't watch this.
Don't watch this.
How about that?
Yeah.
No. If you're in 2016 and you're trying to watch, I don't know, 2 Felicity Jones movies, this Rogue One, that's who should watch it.
Was she really in both?
Yeah, I think 2016, right? That was
you
her
might be
year.
right, hey.
Big year for her. Actually, no. If you're Felicity Jones in 2016, in 2023, you're kind of going, what years did I kind of make 2 big films? It's 2016, and you watch this one.
Oscar, what are we doing next week?
Carl, next week it's award season. So guess what? We're doing the Razzies. We're just gonna, it's gonna be a chill episode. We're gonna just go through the nominations. We've actually watched most of the films that are meant to be nominated. So we'll just go through those and see if we can find some new
I'm
films.
excited to see what our new twist is.
Yeah.
You know, twist? Some of you listened to that episode.
Yeah.
But not many.
Not many.
Too obscure. How do you even find it?
Yeah, we had to struggle.
Yeah. Struggled through twist. We didn't even touch that Diana the musical shit. So, be interesting to see what wins this time.
Being very excited. Well, thank you so much for listening, and see you next week.